Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how I hide my elastic knots when I'm making simple beaded bracelets. I've got 3 different techniques I use depending on the size of my beads and elastic, so I'll show you these 3 separate bracelets now. This first design with these white beads is just hiding our knot under one of the same beads. So this is my first choice. If I can do this, I always do because I can keep the design the same the whole way around. I'm using a 0.7mm elastic and these are 4mm seed beads. You can see my beads do have decent size holes, but they do vary a lot. So while I've been threading my beads on, I found a bead with a really nice big hole, and I'm going to save this bead right for the very end of my bracelet so that I can pop my knot underneath that end bead. So I just go ahead and place that bead with the bigger hole on the end of our bracelet, and then we can tie our knot. Don't forget to pre-stretch your elastic as well. I've already done it for all my elastic bracelets here. Then we place the left side cord on top of the right side cord and bring it around the right side 1 time. Now we place the right side cord on top of the left side cord and bring it around the left side 2 times. Making sure all the beads are clear of the knot, and you'll see I've got a smaller twist on the bottom, a bigger twist on the top, and we're gently going to pull that smaller twist down first and then pull the bigger twist down on top. Pulling that knot nice and tight on all directions. Working that elastic cord through the knot a little bit. This is the most important part of the whole bracelet, is making sure this knot is nice and secure. So take your time working that elastic on each side of the knot. Once you're happy with the knot, you can place some hypo cement jewelry glue onto the knot. This isn't totally required, but I find it just gives an extra layer of security and also sort of glues it inside the bead. Once you've got your glue on, then we can cut these tails off just outside the knot, leaving a couple of millimeters on there. Now remember that bead with the bigger hole? That should be right next to your knot, and we can gently slide it over the top of the knot. And obviously that glue in there is going to help keep it secure inside the bead. So you can't see a knot on my bracelet there. That's my favourite way of hiding them, but there are some other ways as well. So the second way of hiding your elastic knot is using a spacer bead. Now this bracelet here, I've got bigger thread and bigger beads. So it's a 1mm thread with 8mm beads. Obviously this thread is going to make a bigger, bulkier knot, so I'm not going to be able to fit it inside one of my beads. So instead of having a big bulky knot in between 2 beads, I'm choosing to place a spacer bead on. And so this spacer bead is one that's got a bigger hole and it's going to fit my knot underneath. So I just use either a plain silver or black bead. This is a 6mm bead with a 2mm hole, so nice and big to fit our bulkier knot. So placing that spacer bead onto the end of our bracelet and then tying our knot as usual. So left side cord on top of the right side cord and around the right side 1 time. And then right side cord on top of the left side cord and around the left side 2 times. That gives our smaller twist on the bottom and the bigger twist up top. So gently pulling that smaller twist down first and then the bigger twist down on top. Now again, for the most important part of the whole bracelet is just working this knot nice and tight to lock it in place. So pulsing the pressure on our elastic cord on all sides of the knot, on the ends and on the beaded side of the knot as well. Just gently trying to work some of that elastic through the knot. These thicker cords, like the 1mm cords and above, can be really hard to lock in place, so just keep working it. You can check it by just pulling the beads apart, and if your knot stays in place, it should be good. As extra security, I always place some hypo cement jewelry glue onto my knot, and that's also going to help secure it inside the bead. Once your glue's on, you can cut your little elastic tails off just outside the knot, leaving a couple of millimeters there, and then gently sliding the spacer bead on top of the knot. Sometimes it pops under super easy, and sometimes it takes a little bit of a gentle wiggle. So again, you can't see a knot on this bracelet. It does have a spacer bead though, so some people might not like that, but I would rather see a dainty little spacer bead than a big knot. Now onto the third technique for hiding elastic knots. So again, we've got the bigger 1mm elastic, and these are 10mm beads. So again, our knot is not going to fit inside one of the beads. So I find I can just place a little charm and jump ring in between two beads, and that hides our knot really well. So placing our charm and jump ring on last, and then tying our knot as usual. So placing the left side cord on top of the right side cord, and bringing it around the right side one time, and then placing the right side cord on top of the left side cord and bringing it around the left side 2 times. So with our 2 twists there, we gently want to pull the smaller twist down first and then the bigger one down on top. Now again, working our elastic cord on all different sides of the knot, so on the ends and on the beaded side of the knot as well, gently pulsing that pressure on, trying to work some of that elastic through the knot to lock it in place. Once you're happy with your elastic knot and it's locked in place, then you can cut these tails off just outside the knot, leaving a couple of millimeters there, and then I like to place my hypo cement jewelry glue onto the knot as an extra layer of security. So although this charm method doesn't make that knot disappear completely, it does actually keep it quite hidden under the jump ring. I'm always surprised how well this one works, and it just gives you another option for hiding your knot. So there's your 3 ways for hiding elastic bracelet knots.